You ever see 7 golf carts rolling up your driveway, flying HOA flags like they're invading Normandy? Yeah, that happened to me on a golden September afternoon in Asheville, right in the middle of walnut season, when the president of Sunnybrook Meadows decided half my land was about to become their community park. They came in hot plastic flags waving, the kind of sunglasses that cost more than my granddad's pickup, all led by Charles Dalton, the self-appointed king of suburbia, with his gold president sash like he was running for prom queen. I hopped off my old tractor, hands still stained with walnut shells, and just stared at them, bumping across my gravel, acting like they owned the place. Charles didn't even step onto dirt, just called out from his cart, clipboard in hand. "Afternoon. You've been notified your 50 acres are up for transfer. HOA's integrating it into the common area." I just blinked, thinking maybe my brother was pranking me, but these folks had that kind of confidence that only rich city people get when they think rules don't apply to them. I told him straight, never been part of their HOA, never will be, and my family's kept this farm deed-locked since 1894. He tosses some peach-colored pamphlet at my boots and says, "Think of yourself as served. Fines start tomorrow." And just like that, they drove off, scattering gravel like bees leaving a busted hive. That night, I cracked open his fancy pamphlet with barbecue tongs, half expecting it to stink. There it was. My land, my pond, all labeled Community Green Reserve. Next morning, the fines started rolling in by email. $9,000, retroactive, all the legalese they could muster. I'll admit, my blood pressure shot up faster than a July thermometer. See, I'd heard rumors about Sunnybrook Meadows, how their HOA pushed folks around. But I never figured they'd try this on me. I called Ruth Harris, my lawyer, and a meaner snake than any you'll find in these hills, and told her the whole circus. She laughed so hard she set off her own car alarm, then told me, "Send 'em every letter, but don't pay a dime, and give me a week." Next thing I know, orange violation notices are zip-tied to my mailbox. Some fake photo of a beige McMansion they claim is my condemned house. My real home's a brick farmhouse covered in ivy, and the only thing beige about it is the dust. That's when Ruth hit pay dirt. Turns out, Charles and his HOA buddies had filed fake plats with the county, trying to turn my acres into their private meditation garden, even though the county had rejected their expansion months ago. They faked maps, forged signatures, and then tried to bury me in paperwork, hoping I'd just give up and roll over. If they'd picked anybody but me, maybe it would have worked. But this land, it's got my granddad's name burned into the beams, and I wasn't about to let some HOA clown claim it because he liked my pond's view. So we set the trap. I recorded every trespass, drone footage of Charles and his buddies pounding plastic stakes into my field, arguing about where to put their future gazebo. Ruth slapped him with a civil suit for trespass, quiet title, defamation, and emotional distress. Sent it straight to the county prosecutor, along with all their fake documents. The HOA kept sending fines, bragging online about their soon-to-open nature park, planning paddle boats on what they now called Serenity Lake. Meanwhile, I sent every neighbor the drone video and the lawsuit, just to let 'em know what kind of board they really had. Court day hit like a thunderstorm. The whole Sunnybrook crowd showed up, half glaring at me, half at Charles. Ruth walked in cool as an autumn breeze, laid out the timeline, forged maps, trespassing, threats. The judge barely blinked when she played the drone footage. Charles waving his arms, shouting about park boundaries, while standing dead center in my walnut grove. Their lawyer tried some nonsense about implied easement, but Ruth cut him off with photos of wild deer grazing. No HOA picnic tables, just nature and Murphy bloodlines. Then came the twist. HOA's insurance refused to pay out. Said fraud wasn't covered. Suddenly, every board member was on the hook, personally liable, and you could see the panic ripple through the gallery like a cold wind. The judge slammed his gavel, 3 times the attempted fines, $250,000 in damages, HOA banned from my land, criminal charges filed on the spot. Charles Dalton and his treasurer got cuffed and marched out the front, live on the 6 o'clock news. By the next morning, Sunnybrook was melting down. Houses for sale, lawn signs calling for the board's heads. Folks realizing the HOA had bet the whole bank on those premium park lots. The best part? The bank called the loan. Millions in debt hanging over the neighborhood, and Charles was suddenly the most hated man in town. Me, I just watched from my porch, Boone at my side, thinking how quickly paper kingdoms burn when you poke the wrong bear. So let me ask you, if an HOA tried to steal your land, what would you do?